into it, will handle it. So, as a rule, ang tulog yun ka members sa division mo sit down, consultation, deliberate, and then resolve. Pero, according to the rules, kung urgent gyud, no? Urgent gyud. Unya, pananglitan na usa ka membro on leave. The remaining 2 members can resolve. Or pananglitan, ang duha ka members on leave. Then, the remaining member, who is the ponente, can resolve. But, the other members can submit later on their, approving or tawag na to confirmation or affirmation of the ratification of that's the proper word, ratification
or
of
recall.
Or recall.
When you say recall, then you take back the
right.
issued because ang other justice was not in favor, something like that. Ang akong question, but you're saying justice, they're given the opportunity to be heard. For you, is it an advantage if you can hear them orally argue the merits of kanang ilang case, or ang kanang in writing will suffice? Is there an advantage nga you can really see the parties and their counsels?
Not necessarily nga para makita lang nimo, no. Ang purpose of the hearing is para ma-ventilate yun nila on sa ilang arguments. Nausahay man gud, ang mahitabo lang is murag wasted lang ang actual hearing with their presence, kay i-reiterate raman nila ang unsay naa sa ilang written pareho ra. It's just a waste of time unless nahitan-aw na mo nga kinahanglan i-clarify, then that particular point you can call for a hearing. No? Siguro i-limit nimo that particular point. Pero kung tan-aw nimo exhaustively discuss ang punto sa isig party, then we can consider it as one.
Because kanang daghan man gyud, no, mangutana man na sila unsa may difference, labi na ug kanang layman, so may difference kung injunction sa TRO, because for them it means one and the same thing.
Actually, an injunction can be a main action. The purpose is to prevent or restrain the commission of an act or to command the performance of an act. Doon naman ay prohibitory o doon ay mandatory. But it can also be a provisional remedy. Now, in other words, a remedy that a party can apply during the pendency of the case. In other words, before judgment. All right. Now, that is what we call the the application for a writ of preliminary injunction, as differentiated from injunction itself as a main action. Now, within the provisional remedy, which is called preliminary injunction, is a provisional remedy which we call temporary restraining order. Ang difference sa preliminary injunction and temporary restraining order is ang TRO can be issued ex parte or after a hearing. Pero ang preliminary injunction needs a hearing before it can be issued. Ang periods, of course.
So mo nang for those of you, no, kay there are exciting times ahead of us,
especially nga padong election.
So murag mabisi na sad mo ani
ma-flood.
Wala kayo sa election.
Siguro maybe after.
Kay ang COMELEC good, ang orders, decisions of the COMELEC are subject to appeal or review sa Supreme Court. Dili sila subject sa tulo man constitutional bodies, di ba? Ang Civil Service Commission, COA o COMELEC. Ang pwede lang ma-review sa Court of Appeals ang Civil Service Commission nga orders, etc. Ang COA o ang COMELEC diretso na sa Supreme Court.
That's good news there sa inyo, Justice.
Sa ombudsman sad, I have to clarify this. Kaya naman ko'y uban nga dunay perception nga basta order sa ombudsman pwede i-appealar sa Court of Appeals. No. Only administrative cases, decisions of the ombudsman in administrative cases can be appealed to the Court of Appeals. So kanang mga findings nila in criminal cases, kanang pareho man na silang function sa prosecutors mo conduct og preliminary investigation, etc. Dili na reviewable by the
Court of Appeals.
adto na sa kung mo file sila adto na sa Sandigan Bayan, dili na diri sa kuan. And then ito pa lain, jurisdiction exclusive original sa Court of Appeals, annulment of judgment of the RTC, og applications for the issuance of writs of certiorari, prohibition mandamus under Rule 65 kung ang subject is a quasi-judicial agency, meaning administrative bodies exercising quasi-judicial functions. No? Now, practically, ang appellate jurisdiction, do na may concurrent jurisdiction with the Supreme Court, do na sad may concurrent jurisdiction sa Supreme Court and the RTC, do na sad may concurrent jurisdiction with the RTC, no, in certain cases. Now, with respect to our appellate jurisdiction, mostly exclusive yun na sa Court of Appeals. Kuan lang, only in criminal cases where the RTC imposes the penalty of reclusion perpetua or life imprisonment kay wala na may death karon nga ang appellate jurisdiction sa Court of Appeals is concurrent with the Supreme Court. Pero under the rules, bisan pa nag-concurrent, we follow the hierarchy of courts. So first nimong kuan is adto gyud ka sa Court of Appeals.
Talking about the cases, out of the 3,900, majority of the cases pending or now with the CA are mostly involving what?
Original actions, petition for certiorari, prohibition, mandamus, and then civil cases, then criminal cases in that order.
Unsa may priority na to in deciding cases sa Court of Appeals?
In civil cases, prioritized are those involving prejudicial questions, and then those with TROs have been issued, writ of preliminary injunction, and then the old cases are given
So
priority.
aging na siya. Aging na siya.
When you say aging, there is a records management
Yes, we have a case management
Case
information system.
based here in the Cebu station.
That's also, we have that in CDO and Manila.
Nya ko ano na sil computerized na, di ba?
Computerized na.
Gimonitor na dito sa Manila sa presiding justice. So he knows unsay
dagan.
dagan sa mga
We can
kaso.
see from the system kung unsa tong mga kasuha ang mga old na, and then kang kinsa na siya nga kaso, so makol gid ang iyang attention siya mismo, the justice concerned or the division concerned will know nga they have these cases na which need to be
And is it
attended to
the
immediately.
executive justice that will call the attention of these divisions? Justice?
through the office of the division clerk of court.
Okay.
Kay kada division gyud na may yang division clerk of court. So si Lucille is the assistant clerk of court for the entire court. Unya sa kada division naa say parehagod sa second level courts o sa first level courts na clerk of court for the entire court.
Danay
The
OCC.
branch clerks of court.
So they will know nga ang kaning mga kasuha, kung sa aging mo na ni dugay kayo, so you should prioritize this as against other cases coming in.
In criminal cases also, ang i-prioritize nato atong mga detention na mga detained. Priority gina siya. And then kung ang Solicitor General will recommend the acquittal, unhon na siya. And then of course the old cases. And then sa mga original actions, mga petitions, mga habeas corpus, given priority gina siya, mga writ of amparo. kanang mga writ of kalikasan, given priority gina sila. So right now, wala may mga pending na, except for one, kay bago lang, writ of habeas corpus. But the rest, wala na, kay prioritize magina siya. So dali ra gina siya mahuman. Kanang mga writ of habeas corpus, amparo, writ of kalikasan.
Justice, medyo hapit-hapit na magiging mahurot atong time, but before mo enta, maybe you can ask na, di ba, na may plans mo transfer ang inyong office sa SRP?
That plan.
That plan is
Dugay nung ginaplano. In fact, to trace the history, di ba, ang primerong hatag yun sa local government unit was a 2,000 square meter lot located near the office of the Register of Deeds. I think you're familiar
Sa
with that.
Capitol.
Capitol.
Mo ba nang
Near
dili or
Capital area?
Ang old, I think the old Department of Agriculture area. Nadiha. Pero subsequently or later, the LGU also donated a bigger portion, which is now at SRP. Right beside the landmark. Kanang landmark sa SRP.
Kanang naisuot
SRP properties, South Road properties.
so diha ang sa CA.
That's 7,123 square meters.
That's a very prime area.
Prime area yun na siya. The original plan was solely for the Court of Appeals building. Pero murag nag-change ang kuan sa Supreme Court after na sunog ang RTC ug MTC building sa Capitol.
Nalinog.
Nalinog. Yeah, I'm sorry. Nalinog. So, gusto nila nga kumahimo mahatagan
One complex for all the courts.
Dako-dakong area. So, later part of last year, di ba? Justice Leonen was here. We accompanied Justice Leonen to have
Ocular inspection.
To have an ocular inspection of the existing area. Unya to talk with the city officials kay may request ang Supreme Court kung mahimo ma-donatean og bigger area, iswap lang kanang existing room with a bigger area. And initial talks based on our initial talks, okay man ang city to donate 1.5 hectare area for the judicial compound. That means nanadiha ang Court of Appeals, nanadiha ang RTC Cebu City ug ang MTC Cebu City. Now right now, last November, the Supreme Court issued a resolution granting a certain office, architect's office or firm to do the architectural design for the Court of Appeals buildings in Cebu City and in Cagayan de Oro City, plus the whole of Justice of Manila. So mo na naroon ang latest development. We are hoping that in about 3 years' time, we can have a new building at SRP. Siguro mauna ang sa Court of Appeals, no?
And hopefully, Justice, if that will happen, that might resolve the concern of kanang the transmittal kay kung usa na lang ka complex.
Yeah,
I think
right.
it will be easier. Dili na siya kinahanglan mag-registered mail.
But
Lagi
remember
Phone
na
call na
tay mga other outside Cebu, natay
Yes.
Leyte, Negros,
But in terms of
Aklan,
Cebu nga area lang, Lucille, that would probably help also in the completion stage.
if it's within the same
It's
complex.
the same complex.
One-stop
Maugon na
shop
lang.
na lang, one-stop shop.
One-stop shop. Also, if plans push through, 3 years from now, you'll have the new building SRP. This year is also the 80th year and of the Court of Appeals. So, what can we expect on your 80th year of the CA?
Well, actually, ang celebration will be in Manila. So, wala kayo makita
So,
diri sa...
Wala din yun sa Cebu.
Walay, unsay nga ani, walay ka ng celebration ang Cebu
But
Station.
of course, all the justices in Cebu and in CDO will be going there
Yeah,
to
right.
to participate in the activities.
Because what we will be having that will be on February 1. There will be an unbanked session in the morning to be followed by a mass, I think, to be celebrated by Cardinal Tagle. And then we will have a program at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Justice Merg and Attorney Lucille Merg, nahutdan ng bitag time. But before we end our program, we'd like to ask some parting words from you.
And your message to our televiewers? Attorney Lucille?
I just would like to encourage those who have cases in the Court of Appeals, nga if they have questions regarding their cases, not necessarily about the merits, kana lang mga ang process gani. So they're always welcome to see us in our office at Pablo Abella Street, Labangon, Cebu City, or they may call us in our office 262-0098.
Thank you.
Thank you
Attorney
very
Lucille.
much.
Justice Ingles?
First of all, I would like to say our office is a public trust. And what is the trust reposed on us? It's to dispense justice. And justice means giving everyone his due. But that cannot be achieved alone by the members of the judiciary. We need the help of the members of the bar. No? So it should be a teamwork between the members of the bar and the members of the bench. And at the same time, we need also the cooperation of the public, because we have to account, and we need the public to remind us that we need to account, and to be transparent about the processes. So as Lucille said, we are open for people to follow up cases, but not in order to discuss the merits. Never discuss the merits of the case. Siguro kung tanaw ninyo nga dilatado, delayed ang pag-dispose, you can file siguro a motion for early resolution.